So yeah guys, what do you do when you pick up a KTM to ride? Before you whack the throttle open, you gotta fill it up with fuel. What's up guys, hope you all are doing great. Today I'm back with another KTM. It's been back-to-back KTM videos for me, I don't know why. I mean, I'm not that attached to the brand, but yeah, KTM, bleed orange. So yeah guys, today I have the KTM, the 2017 RC390, and right when I swung my legs over, all I could feel is vibrations. There's a lot of vibrations on the handlebar, just where I'm sitting, that is you know, the front end of the seat. So when I mean vibrations, it's not like the you know, the Duke 390 which I rode earlier. It's got quite a little bit of vibration, so I'm assuming that should be the you know, the fairings, the joints and all that. But yeah, apart from that, it vibrates quite a bit, man. So I'm not sure how much this bike has done. It looks like they have disconnected the odometer. So going via the way the engine is reacting with a lot of vibrations, I am sure it's not even done about 500 or 600 kilometers. But nevertheless, like any other KTM, this thing really has the pull. Man, after riding the Duke 390, I'm literally sleeping on this bike and riding. I mean, I see people commuting on these bikes. I don't know how really they do it, man. It's pretty tough on your wrist, your back. Your back is actually fine, but all your, you know, the pain goes onto your wrist and your neck. I'm not sure why this ABS light is on the... It should be going off when you ride it. Very interesting. Alright. So yeah, the main reason why I wanted to ride this bike is just to feel how the ride-by-wire on the RC feels. And also the new exhaust, the way it sounds, the complete feel of the bike. Because I've not ridden an RC with a slipper clutch. But man, these vibrations, I'm not really enjoying the ride. So yeah, let me tell you what's new on the bike, guys. As you see, the mirrors are brilliant. I can see the entire world behind me. So even with the just with the left mirror, I can also see the you know, the vehicles towards my right. So you get the point, right? Apart from that, this feels a lot more aggressive, so I'm assuming the map, the ECU map that is running on this is different from the Duke 390, because the 2017 Duke 390 which I rode a couple of weeks back was not so aggressive. So this bike is a lot jerkier compared to the Duke 390. So even though the engine configuration, the torque figure, the BHP, the exhaust is all the same, it is obviously something to do with the map, what they have loaded onto this bike. See, because you cannot ride it at, you know, I'm in 4th gear and even the speedometer is not working, man. Great. They have disconnected the speedo. Superb. Anyways. It just doesn't sound like an RC, man, anymore. It just doesn't sound. So yeah, getting back to the changes, the mirrors, they're great. The fit and finish of the bike has improved a lot, guys. So I will just walk you guys through the bike, but before that, let me just give you a little bit of information about the bike. The fit and finish is great. The orange looks brilliant, and the new paint scheme where as you see, it's completely gloss black or metallic black, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure it's gloss, not metallic. It looks absolutely gorgeous. What I also noticed is on the speedometer, I'm not sure if you're able to see it through my camera, but the reading and the display layout is a little different. So for example, if on the older bikes you would see average KMPL, which is nothing but your kilometers per liter. So over here it says actual FC, which I'm assuming is fuel consumption. So yeah, a few things here and there they have changed, but the entire console remains the same. Just the layout on how it is given out is different. And this also gets the day running lights. So there is no switch gear if you see here on my right. The fit and finish is brilliant. It's actually comfortable, man. I'm not feeling all that stressed out. I mean, I have ridden an RC on a trip. I remember riding the RC from Ooty to Bangalore, and trust me guys, that was one of the worst experiences. Yeah, this is a lot aggressive than the Duke 390. It just wants to go.
Okay, so yeah guys, that was a quick ride of the brand new 2017 RC 390. To put it in simple words, it's a brilliant bike, but I'm not sure why it just didn't meet my expectations, because the throttle was a little laggy. But nevertheless, what I like about the bike are the bigger brakes and the adjustable levers. So I'm sure you guys would have seen all this in the videos that's already there on YouTube. But I can give you a better view because I've been riding a Duke for the last 2.5 years. I've also ridden an RC, taken it for a longer ride. So what different you see, as you can see the exhaust. So let me just fire it up, as you can hear the exhaust note of this bike. So that's an idle. So yeah, it sounds really good. I mean, the new exhaust. So if you had watched my the previous video where I was riding the 2017 Duke 390, you can just click this I button over here. I will leave a link. It sounds pretty much the same, but apart from that, the engine feels a little more refined. Even though it has the same power, the same bhp, the same torque figures, it feels like a wonderful bike for a track. Definitely not for city commuting or touring, but there are some brave people who actually use this bike for touring. I mean, you can still use it for touring, but you got to be really fit, where you say I'm not actually fit. So yeah, getting to the bike, what's new? The mirrors, the levers, the exhaust, and you can also see the new paint scheme, where you get the complete metallic black and this flashy orange. So they also say that this orange is UV protected and whatnot. Marketing gimmicks, I would say. But yeah, it looks completely different from the actual KTM orange. So yeah guys, that's about it. There's nothing much I have to speak about this bike, because if you're going to have an opinion or an option to upgrade from a older RC 390 to a new one, I would say don't do that, because I felt that the older RC 390 was more aggressive and felt a lot more powerful. So I'm assuming it's all something to do with the the ride by wire. So I mean, you don't get enough feedback. So it might be KTM is not doing a good job in tuning or fixing the ride by wire on the Duke and the RC. But nevertheless, it's a good move. It's always a good upgrade. When you mean ride by wire, you always have options for traction control, different modes of ABS and all that. So we might see all that coming in maybe in the new adventure series of the KTM. Apart from that, everything remains the same guys, and like I said earlier in my video while I was riding, the console, the speedometer console is slightly different, even though the reading is all the same. It's just that the layout is slightly on the different side, and that's about it. So guys, if you are looking to upgrade from an older RC390 to this one, don't do it. It's really not worth it, because the older one feels a lot faster and much better. So yeah, this is one bloody good track tool, and given an option, if I was given this bike free of cost, I would definitely take it on the track, because that's what this bike is made for, and that's about it. So if you want to mount your luggage here and here, it's just not going to work out, because it's just not the bike for touring. But you can see a lot of people are actually touring on it nevertheless. So yeah guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.
मालमा ऐसा लंगड़ी मालमा तेजी गली जिन्हें क्रैकी उठा सालमा अरिकल गरिकल कोत उठा गलगले पलचिन पल बलक मिटा मेला लोकले